name's Lee Marsh from Bruce Associates. Over the last 6 months I've been delivering quite a lot of instructor courses, and some of those instructor courses require trainers to deliver a short Microteach session in order to show that they can put a session plan together, that they can put some resources together. But one of the requirements for a number of awarding bodies is that there has to be the trainer in the video themselves. Now, up to now, quite a lot of trainers have literally used a mobile phone or a tablet simply to video themselves against a projector screen or their home TV with the computer attached to it, or perhaps even just in front of their computer screen or laptop screen to take people through the PowerPoint slides, and then used, a few pieces of A4 paper to illustrate what would happen for flip chart work and discussions and stuff along those lines, which have been fine for people to do, and it illustrates that people can design that particular course or session, as well as then the ability to deliver. However, an increasing number of trainers, as this pandemic has increased in time and longevity, more and more trainers are trying to use technology in order to deliver that training, and some have tried to do this with their Microteach sessions. But as soon as they start to try and create their PowerPoint slides and insert a picture of themselves into the video, they come across all sorts of kind of barriers. They have to start downloading technology like OBS or DaVinci or many other types of software, and for many people it's just beyond them. So they don't really have that interest, they don't really have that background of technology, and therefore they kind of put it in the too hard to do pile. More and more trainers are asking me, is there a simpler way of doing this, especially for these Microteach sessions? Is there a way in which on my computer, using Windows and Microsoft, is there a way in which I can achieve the same thing without having to download lots and lots of technology, and means that I can use technology that I'm already, or software that I'm already using? And the answer is yes, there is. So all I'm doing on this particular video already is I'm using a window camera app, which is on every single Windows computer that has a camera, so a PC or a desktop with a webcam, and literally a PowerPoint slide which is actually in display mode. But as you can see, it's not taking up all of the screen, and so there's a couple of little techniques in order to achieve this and to video it into PowerPoint so that you can save it as a video file and then share it as a video as well, without needing any other software other than what's already in your desktop computer, using Microsoft PowerPoint and using the Microsoft camera app that's already installed on your machine. So let me just kind of take this back then and just end this particular show, and I'll show you a couple of the ways in which I initially set this screen up. So first of all, this is the Windows camera app. When you open it up, it will be kind of open up in this way. You can decide which camera you wish to use. It doesn't really matter for this exercise whether or not it's in video mode or camera mode. It just changes the dimensions. I just prefer the dimensions within video for this. I can change the view from if I'm on a laptop where it's got two cameras, or I've got an external camera on there, then there might be 3 different camera options, and you can do that by hitting this camera button and it'll scroll through. Or in some cases, I don't have one on this computer because it only has an external camera, one external camera, but it has like a camera with 2 arrows so that you can change the view. And if you do that, you just simply search for the camera view that you want on your PC or laptop. So all I want to do is I want to position everything first on my screen before I start then recording. So I open up the camera app, which is what you can see here, and then I'm going to minimize it. Now I can actually kind of pull this to all kind of different kind of sizes. I can move it around the screen. So what I'm trying to do is anything on this right hand side of the camera, I'm trying to find a way of just kind of fudging that out of view, and then this side here I'm going to hide with my PowerPoint. So I then go to where my apps are, and I open up Microsoft PowerPoint, and I then decide, when you open it up, it'll probably look something like this in editor mode. I'm going to just minimize it down, and again I can move this all over this particular screen to wherever I want the PowerPoint slide to be. Now then, one of the things that most people aren't aware of is that you can actually, instead of doing the whole screen for PowerPoint presentations, you can actually open it in a window, in the window that I've actually set here. So rather than it taking up the whole screen, so I'm just going to show you how that works. So across the top here, where you've got File, Home, etc., you've got Slideshow. Click on that, and then there's this icon here that says Set Up Slideshow. Now yours will be set for Present by the speaker full screen. So I'll just show you exactly how that works. So this is how it would normally do, and as you can see now, it's taken me off the screen. Now the difficulty is that some people might turn around and say, well actually if you just press the camera icon, it'll land it over the slides, but actually it means then that you'd have to redefine many of your slides in order so that the video doesn't cover it. So there's perhaps a simpler solution to this. So let me just end the slideshow. And the way to do this is back into this slideshow tab, into Setup Slideshow, and then here we're going to tick or click on this particular button that says Browse by an individual window, and click OK. And this time when I click the slideshow icon, it will present the slideshow next to the video, and I can still navigate. If I've got reveal techniques in, it will kind of highlight all of those. So it's a nice clean way of being able to record various presentation videos, especially for Microteach, where there's a requirement for you to display information on the screen, such as PowerPoint slides, because that's how you've written your Microteach, as well as a talking headshot, so that the instructor or the assessor is able to see you delivering this training. So again, it doesn't stop you from adding to this, just like you would do in a real classroom environment, from using various kind of bits like paper to show what you would do on your flip chart, or even kind of like these kind of small whiteboards and whiteboard markers, where you can kind of almost simulate kind of training courses, and you can obviously write the various kind of stuff onto the whiteboard in order to be able to show kind of information, or in some cases just to be able to you might draw a diagram on a piece of paper, as you would do up on the flip chart or on a whiteboard, and again you might write that out and show it to your students in this particular way. There are lots of ways to do this. Now some people might be saying, well actually you can use a whiteboard in your computer from Microsoft Teams, but that can be problematic if you don't have a pen or you don't have a separate screen, a touch screen available, such as on a computer laptop or something along those lines. So this is a nice simple way of just laying out using the Windows camera app and your PowerPoint slides. Once you've set everything out in what I've done so far, you're going to need to open up a second PowerPoint show, presentation. So open up a new PowerPoint slideshow, which will obviously look probably similar to this. And in here, to start recording the screen, which will then be placed into this PowerPoint slide as a video, what you need to do is click on Insert, and then go all the way along to where the media is, and you can see it's now grayed out, this screen recording, and it's grayed out because I'm already recording. This is actually the PowerPoint presentation that I'm actually recording this video directly into. Everything that you've seen is already being recorded into this particular PowerPoint presentation. And when I click stop, it will literally land in here, and I'll show you what that will look like very shortly. So just to recap on that, so first of all, what I've actually done within the computer screen is literally firstly open up the Windows Camera app. I've positioned it in the part of the screen where I want. I then opened up the PowerPoint presentation I wish to use. I've reduced it from being a full screen to being a part of the screen. Again, I can kind of pull it to whatever size I want in order to fit the requirements. And I've also in the slideshow, I've changed the setup slideshow function from full screen to individual screen in order that when I hit it into PowerPoint presentation mode, the presentation is on one side of this screen and the video is on the other part, and it will stay static exactly as I've done on this. I then opened a second PowerPoint presentation, a blank one, and in there I've literally hit insert, gone across, hit screen record, and then it comes up with an icon that I can't show you just yet on the top of your screen, or one of your screens, and it will have the record button, and it will also have a button that just looks like this with a little plus and dotted line, in which you can then click on that and then highlight the section of the screen that you're looking at. So I've literally highlighted the whole of the screen right the way down from the top to just above the little Windows icon bar. So in order to cut that out of the presentation. So that's what I've done so far. I'm going to stop this particular video now, and then I'll restart the video to show you exactly what it then looks like in the PowerPoint presentation. So welcome back to this second part. So now I have inserted the video into the PowerPoint slide. It's automatically saved into the slide, and I've got a number of options in order to extract this video. So one of them is to click on the video itself and right click, and it will bring up this particular menu. One of these options may be on your computer to save media as, and if I click on that save media as, I can then decide where I'm going to actually save it. So I'll just say it's going to be in this particular video here. I can retitle the video to whatever I want, and it will save it into an MP4. And in this sense, you can't change the file, but I will show you another way of saving it into other formats if you need. And then literally I click save, and now this video clip that's been made directly in PowerPoint is now an MP4 file. So if I open my File Explorer, you can now see that this file test1 is there. If I double click on it, it opens up the video. From Bruce Associates. Over the last 6 months, I've been delivering quite a lot of instructor courses, and some of those instructor courses. And this is now the whole of that video in an MP4 format. And it will also have let me just close that. So that's one option for you to simply extract it. However, on some people's PowerPoint, if you're not on Office 365, you might not actually have that option when you right click to save media as. It might just not be there. So 2016 onwards is what this video insert is based on. However, as I say, you might not have this save media as. But don't worry, there is another alternative if that's the case. Firstly, what I would suggest, it's not always necessary, but just in case it is, the easiest way is to work out exactly how much time that video clip is. So in this case, 13 minutes and 23 seconds. So we'll just say 13 minutes and 30 seconds. I then go into transitions. So firstly, I hit playback and I make sure that it's automatic. So it will naturally be set for in-click sequence. Just change it to automatic. You can click full screen and it will simply render it so that the video is full screen, the maximum screen aperture, if that's what you want. I've not done that purely and simply that I have some kind of advertisement logos on the bottom of this PowerPoint slide and I want them included. The next thing for us to do is the transitions. So I can click transitions. I don't need to click on any type of transition. I'm not really interested in that. But yours will be set on mouse click. So simply change it to after. I always untick that. And then you can type in these numbers. So you can either use the counters on the side or simply delete and type over the numbers, but I want it to say 13:30 in there because that's the length of the video. And as soon as I do that, it now means that even if I put it into present mode, it will play the whole of that video before moving on to the next slide. So all I'm going to do here then is save as. So I click save as. And here, I don't need to save it as a PowerPoint. I could simply just save it as an MP4 or a Windows media file, video file. Now, once you've saved this as an MP4 file, it will then need to be shared. Currently, it's on my computer, and probably not the easiest way then to share it. It's likely to be too big to be emailed, so because obviously lots of these email functions like Outlook, Gmail have size limits on the attachment files. So in this sense, you may need to then upload this file to a shared transfer, so WeTransfer or Dropbox, Google Drive, or OneDrive. So if I just show you one of the ways in which I tend to share my files, I would tend to use OneDrive. So I can do this in a number of different ways. I can literally just drag this file, and as you can see now, it's uploading that file to that OneDrive. And then once the file is uploaded, I then need to share that file with whoever needs to view it. So as that's uploading at the moment, I'll just show you with this particular example. So once it's uploaded into OneDrive or SharePoint, it will look something like this. So with that, I highlight the video, so click the tick, and now the share icon up here has now appeared. I then click on that, and what I'm looking for is to make sure that for me, if I'm receiving this video myself, I will need to download the video for quality assurance purposes to be in line with the awarding body's criteria that the form and the video could be called at any point within 3 years and 6 months. So make sure that that's highlighted. Do not click so that people can't edit it if you're sending it as a Microteach to me, for example. So make sure that's applied. Now you could just type an email address in there, but actually what I've generally found is that it's easier to copy a link into an email that you're sending me with a session plan, and literally you then copy that link and insert that into whatever email you're sending me with your session plan and any other kind of information that you wish to share at that time. So that's pretty much how I would say, if you don't want to download or learn lots of new technologies like OBS, like DaVinci or other types of software, if you just simply want to use your Microsoft Office 365, then this is a really simple way of being able to use a video of yourself alongside your PowerPoint slides, record it as an MP4 directly into another PowerPoint show, and then save that as an MP4, upload that to whichever SharePoint you feel best suits your skills, and then share that link. So I hope that this video has been used to you in the aspect of that you don't need to download lots of software or even pay for expensive software in order to do a very simple Microteach using a virtual platform. So you can use your Microsoft PowerPoint, you can use your Microsoft Camera app to record all sorts of different types of MP4s and then share them with the relevant people. So good luck for the future. I hope that this gives you some confidence to be able to deliver virtual training.